Wow, revealing strong words coming from Super Eagles coach Sunday Olise. Why have you been passing judgment on his team? He says you've not been unfair to every critic of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Coach Sunday Olise says you need to relax with the team and make them focus. We want you to join this conversation. After listening to the coach of the Super Eagles, what is your opinion? What do you think is really wrong? Is it a problem of leadership? Is it a problem of tolerance? Is it a problem of staying focused? Or Coach Sunday Olise is just calling on everyone to say, hey, follow us, work with this team. We can still do big things. Talk to us on Twitter, our channels_sports, and on Facebook, our channels sports. Whew, this one's very hot. Join the conversation. Tony Bito is the media officer of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He joins us now to take a look at these issues and others coming from the camp of the team. Tony, good to have you around.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Austin.
And what a time to have you around. You listened to the coach. You've been with this team. You were with the team at the just concluded African Nations Championship, and it's after this competition that all of these issues are coming out. What is really the issue?
It's a very difficult question you've asked me, and I've come on this issue at a very difficult time.
You must answer me tonight.
You know, for me, I've been thinking over what has been happening in the team, right from Chan up to the reaction of our coach, Sunday Olise. And I can't but summarize all of this into what we said when I came. Immediately I returned.
That's right.
Immediately we returned from Rwanda, from the Chan. Just to re-emphasize the fact that it was disappointing for us.
That's right.
The way we crashed out. It was unexpected. I'm not sure anybody amongst all of us, the players, the coaches, the Nigerian Football Federation, had defeat on our mind when we were playing Guinea. The worst we expected was a draw. And even a draw, maybe we would have felt disappointed because we wanted to maybe win that game to top the group. So it was disappointing for us. We were all disappointed. I told you the boys were crying several minutes, a lot of time. So many minutes after the game, they were right there on the pitch crying and inconsolable. The coaches also had their time. The NFF were disappointed. All of us were disappointed. And normally when you have this kind of defeat, this is what you get. Reactions, criticisms, and all of that. And I think I want to re-emphasize again that the team is sorry on behalf of the Super Eagles, the coaches, the players. Once again, apologize to Nigerians that we are sorry for coming out and crashing out of the tournament the way we did. And for those who have criticized us, yes, they have a right to do that because we fell short of expectation and they were expecting a lot more from us, particularly the way we started, and promise that we will put our house in order and we will try to fight back, try to restore smiles, put hopes, once again, put smiles on the faces of Nigerians. And for me, it doesn't really matter whatever I feel personally about the reaction of the coach or the reaction of the Nigerian Football Federation or the players to all that has been going on. It's just for us to really show to Nigerians that we are sorry for what happened in Rwanda and be ready to make amends for the future. And the future is already around the corner. We don't have too much time to dwell on what has happened. We now have to find a way to making sure that we forgive ourselves.
This is March,
Nigerians are not happy with us. Nigerians are not happy with the reaction of Coach Sunday Olise. We have to understand his own position as well. The reason why, you know, there are people that are very emotional who believe that they've given so much to a cause and that they're not getting the right kind of value in return. Whether rightly or wrongly, that's not the issue now. It's not time for us to apportion blames or try to put somebody on the receiving end or look for a scapegoat. It's time for us to pull together and forgive ourselves. Nigerians will have to forgive us, you know. We'll have to forgive the coach. We'll have to forgive the Nigerian Football Federation. And let us begin to pull together with preparation for the game against Egypt as quickly as we can.
Very, very important. But so in the tone of Coach Sunday Olise, is that of he's not been supported enough? Is that of almost discouraged? And again, you close to this team. Do you think with this sort of mindset, this coach can lead the team to go beat Egypt home and away? Very, very important.
Well, thankfully, Austin, the game is not tomorrow.
But it's March.
The game is at least over a month away. The game is not tomorrow. That's why I'm saying that we have dwelt enough on the failings of the past. And we have dwelt enough on the reactions and the allegations and counter-allegations from what has happened. It's time for us to improve our relationships. It's time for us to forgive ourselves. I'm not going to stand there and say that all that Kosande Olise has said is the right thing to say to those who have criticized us or not. What I'm saying is that it's time for us to forget about the failings of the past and try to put our house in order as quickly as we can from the side of the Nigerian Football Federation. And he talked about support. I think the Nigerian Football Federation have done enough for us. I think they've been very supportive in terms of preparing the team, in terms of giving everything that we need to succeed.
But the coach has complained that no good welfare. He's feeding his players.
The issues of funding, we've talked about it extensively. We've talked about the role that the sports minister played and the message of the sports minister, the message of Mr. President. We've talked about all of that. There's no point for us to keep going back to all of that.
But it's important that the coach understands it also.
That's the issue that we're talking about. It's time for us now to pull together, forgive ourselves for the mistakes, the accusations, and the counter-accusations of the past, pointing fingers at ourselves because of what happened in Chan and all of that. The reality on the ground is this. We went to Chan, we didn't do too well. We were expecting that we would go to Chan, do well, improve our rankings, and probably help ourselves for the 2018 World Cup draw. Now that's not going to happen. Probably we'll find ourselves in a very, very difficult, tight group for the 2018 World Cup. We already have a difficult game on our hands in March, Egypt home and away. So it's going to be, I mean, throwing the baby and the bathwater, throwing everybody overboard when there are bigger things for us to achieve. So for me, I think it's time for us to pull together the Nigerian Football Federation for all that they've done for us, the coach. I've worked with the coach. I've seen how good the coach can be in terms of how he impacts knowledge to the team. He is not a perfect person. If you're looking for a perfect coach, probably you go and get Inge Gabriel or Inge Michael or somebody from heaven. There's no perfect person anywhere. But you have to understand your limitations, your weaknesses, your strengths, and let us pull together, work on your areas of weaknesses, and try to help you consolidate on your areas of strength so that we can pull all of these our resources together and begin to prepare for Egypt. Egypt have played 2 friendly games now. Well, we have gone to a tournament with the home-based players, but I'm sure we're not going to be playing the game against Egypt with all of these home-based players. So we also need to put our house together, talk about when we're going to start campaign, the players are going to call up, how we're going to prepare for this game. And I'm sure the Nigerian Football Federation are already doing that. The coaches are already doing that. So it's time for us to forgive ourselves for all the offenses and all the wrongdoings of the past. Those who have been hurt, on behalf of the team, I apologize for them. Apologize to them for all that we've done, all that we've said that has not been complimentary. We apologize to them. But the bigger responsibility for us as Super Eagles of Nigeria is to get the points in Kaduna, 3 points in March, and then go to Egypt. Let me tell you, Austin, if we can get 3 points in Kaduna and go to Egypt and get 3 points, I know Nigerians, they will appreciate the team once again. So that's what we have to face as quickly as we can. And we will always offend ourselves. Offenses will always come.
That's right.
But it is how we deal with these offenses and all these setbacks that will show how good we are or how strong we can be as a team.
I totally agree. I'll get back to you, Tony. But let me just run through some of your comments on Twitter. Olatunji Femi says a good coach must master his own emotions and that of his words. He says outburst from Coach Sunday Olise is totally wrong. Osun Sonya Adewale says, I support Coach Sunday Olise. Coaching in Nigeria is the most unstable job. You can imagine how you can blame a coach for other people's failures. So, that's the balance right there. Edward Hamba says, Olise seems to be finding it difficult to deal with criticism. He should understand that Nigerians must criticize him all over the world. Coaches go through criticisms. But let me take you to the NFF. How are they taking this?
The relationship between an employer and an employee is always a very difficult one to investigate or look into. But I want to respect the leadership of the Nigerian Football Federation. I've not had any official response from them to all that has been going on, other than keeping our focus on that game in March. And I hope it stays that way. I'm personally looking forward to the NFF leadership and the coaches harmonizing the arrangements, harmonizing the plans for the game in Kaduna. and then coming out with the plan, mending defenses for whatever undercurrents there could be as a result of what has happened in Rwanda and now. And I mean, just begin to improve the relationship and begin to plan ahead. We don't have time to keep dwelling on the failings and the bad blood that have been generated as a result of our not doing well in Rwanda.
So do you have any idea if the coach has apologized for this outburst?
That's employer-employee relationship. The Nigerian Football Federation and Coach Sunday said
so there are no words from the NFF, no words from Sunday.
Nothing official has come out from it. A lot of stories on the line, on the wires, about the relationship and Sunday Olise and the coach, but all those are unofficial, and you can't really come out and make an official statement on something that is not official. But I hope, because I respect the leadership of the Nigerian Football Federation, the National Sports Commission, and I know that all of us have one goal. The goal is qualify for 2017 Nations Cup, qualify for 2018 World Cup, and once that remains the major objective of the coach and the Nigerian Football Federation, we can always find a way out to resolve all of what is going on. And I hope that we can do all of that very quickly, come out with an official position on how we will prepare for the game against Egypt, and then begin to put all those plans to work. And I'm sure by the time we end the month of March and we are on top of our group in the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations, the mood will change. The vibes will change. And that will help us to heal a lot of wounds. But I must confess to you, we need to really forgive ourselves.
First.
That's very, very key. Mend fences and forge ahead, pull together so that we can forge ahead.
That's right. Let's go back to Twitter now. Asimu Momo says, Olise is bold and brave. We must not continue to keep quiet when people want him to fail. We must support him now. No pretense. I totally agree with you. That's very important. Chimeze Uguru says, I can't believe my ears. You better do it, bruv. This isn't the best way to respond to criticism. Olise must focus and let his work speak. He used the word "sir" to end it. Toyin, you've worked with this coach. You know him very well. With the body language you saw after the African Nations Championship, is he ready to lead us to victory against Egypt?
Let me tell you, after the loss to Guinea, the day after the loss to Guinea, I at least was privy to the coaches planning, talking about the approach for the game against Egypt. So I am sure that there are preparations already on the ground for the game against Egypt. I've also overheard the Nigerian Football Federation leadership talk about preparation for the game against Egypt. So I am very sure that the NFF are planning for us to go that month of March, get at least 4 out of the 6 points. The coaches are planning the same. So it's not going to be difficult for us, Austin. You are planning to get maximum points that will put you on top of the group at the end of March.
That's right.
You are planning to get your team on top of the group at the end of March. It's not going to be difficult for us to come together,
solidify,
sing this plan together,
that's right,
make it workable. That's what we need to do as quickly as we can. If it means we apologize to ourselves, if it means we forgive ourselves, in the interest of Nigeria, we have to do it. That's what we have to do. Because, you know, Nigeria, when you win, I mean, the mood changes, the vibes will change. It's easy for you to laugh and forget about the past and then pull yourself and say, look, you were almost messing this thing up, but thank God we're back on track. That, I think, is what we should be thinking about right now. Because the consequences of not qualifying for 2017 Nations Cup, the consequences of not going to 2018 World Cup will be too heavy for all of us in the sports sector to bear. I mean, you know what comes around with. We went to the Nations Cup, we went to the World Cup, got to the second round, we still had a lot of crises.
That's right. Now imagine us
not going. So it's not imaginable. So whatever we need to do, whatever sacrifices we need to make, whatever apologies we need to give, whatever forgiveness we need to offer and receive in return, let's do it in the interest of Nigeria and move forward.
Very, very important, because I just can't, as you say, I can't imagine Nigeria not qualifying for next year's AFCON. even the World Cup. At that time, you'll be the one sitting down here.
No,
I'll prefer
you
to
won't see
stay
me.
right there
You won't see
to
me.
do analysis.
You won't see me, Austin. You won't see me.
Thank you so much, Tony, for
Austin,
coming
thank
around.
you.
And
Thank
you've done a great job. First things first, Nigerians, let's forgive ourselves. Let's move on. Work with Coach Sunday Olisek. Work with the Nigeria Football Federation. We're getting loads of messages on Twitter, but come on, guys, Nigerian football fans, you're not making good use of languages we can use on TV, so we can't read it. Don't be like Bellows. Don't use harsh words on the person of Coach Sunday Olisek. Let's wish him well and wish Nigerian football all the best. Let's go on a quick break now. It didn't go well for Nigeria, the African Nations Championship, but it was a fantastic tournament for Congo DR. They went on to beat Mali 3-0 in the final. We'll let you see highlights and we'll come back, we'll talk. Don't go anywhere. Stay.